Four, three, two, one. We should be live.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Welcome to Living by Oak
Yeah.
Values, the show where we break down the values that make us better men, better leaders, and better humans. I'm Gary, the Superior Mailman, here at Living by Oak Values, where we are real, raw, and ready to rebuild. So let's dive in and make this one unforgettable.
And I'm Rob, and today we're dealing into a value that isn't earned, it's foundational. Ever ask yourself, am I checking my true feelings, impulses when dealing with others? Whether you've been with us from the start or you're just now tuning in, welcome to the crew. Grab your free Next Level Dad packet at our website, northmancoaching.com.
And
All
today
right,
we have a
Gary.
special guest. It is Edward, the penny pinching TikToker. Welcome, Edward.
Whoa, you
Thank
can't
you.
no. Welcome, Edward. Penny pinching is not what he did.
It was being funny. Anyway,
No, penny pinching is when you like save pennies. Penny,
Yeah, well,
he gave away pennies.
he had to save them to give them away, didn't
Yeah.
he? Anyway, all right.
Thank
So-
you, Edward. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
And today we're going to be discussing self-development and the importance of it. So for me, I started my self-development journey after my divorce. I knew that I had to become a better man. For starters, it was to win my wife back, which did not work. And then I realized I needed to be a better man for my daughter. So that's when I started on this journey. Edward, what got you started on your journey?
Looking at where my life was, where it was headed, and just not being happy with it, waking up depressed every morning, not seeing a point to continuing on, just wondering why I woke up that day, and just continuing to feel that way just kept pushing me to want to find a way to change it. And so that's what I started doing.
Okay. Was there a pivotal moment that said, when you woke up and you said, I need to change this?
The pivotal moment actually came from watching YouTube videos. It was when I found content from Julian Blanc.
Mhm.
Just watching a lot of his videos and seeing like how happy he was, how comfortable he was just being himself, it made me strive to try and reach that at some point.
Okay. All right. Rob, when did you start your self-development?
It's been a while. It was after my divorce, but it was at a point where I was so low that I had nowhere else to turn but somewhere else. And I had to go and ask for help because I didn't know where else to go. I reached out to a coach and one small step at a time. And I'm talking like the little tiny baby steps, not no big steps in the sand. And you don't turn around every second going, look how far I went. Kind of like Edward said, you wake up and you say, yep, I'm awake. What do I do today? And then
Okay.
you just keep going from there.
Okay. It's funny because Edward and I were just talking the other day, or chatting about looking back, and you
Mhm.
never see the progress, or you never feel the progress until you turn back and see the path that you have come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rob, what is self-help to you?
Well, now you said self-help. You didn't say self-development.
I did. My God.
Yeah. So self-help is seeking advice, seeking help. It's like what I go to friends and say, "Hey, I want your advice. I'm seeking help." That is
Mm.
self-help. Or
Okay.
I go and I read books or watch you and Edward on TikTok. I'm seeking advice to help me feel better. That kind of deal.
Okay. So what is self-development?
You know, we were supposed to ask you that question.
Oh, well, ask me that question then. I'll tell you what I think it is.
Or you could ask Edward that question.
Okay. Clearly we're freestyling across the board here. So Edward, what is self-development to you?
I would say putting into action the things you find from self-help, like Rob just said.
Okay. So taking the self-help and turning it into action. Yeah, okay. That's definitely self-development. I would say it's the progress of intentionally changing. So,
Yeah, I would agree.
okay. All right. So here we're going to start with our questions then.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. So, Edward, what pain point or experience first made you realize that self-development was necessary in your life?
As I said, just
I know you
feeling
kind of.
completely depressed every single day, wondering why I was waking up in the morning, just wishing it would end, and knowing that that's not a normal, healthy feeling to be having every single day of your life.
It's actually excellent that you realize that that was not normal.
Yeah,
And because you, not to get dark, but you had two options right there, pretty much.
yeah.
And I'm very glad you chose the self-development option, because then I would have never met you and never seen your awesome videos. So,
Well, thank you.
yes, you're very welcome. So, what limiting? What's up?
You're just gonna keep asking the questions, aren't you? You're not gonna let me ask the questions.
Oh, what's
How
but
can
it's
I
Team Blue.
grow? Oh,
Go ahead, Rob.
yes. Okay.
Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
All right. So, Edward, and we're only going to you because you just answered the last question. As you sit there and you wanted to be happier, be more than what you were, do you think that comfort was your enemy to growing to be?
Absolutely.
Mm,
Yeah, I may not have been happy with my life, but I was definitely comfortable with it, and it wasn't making me want anything to change because being so comfortable, I knew what to expect from that situation. Whereas
mm,
leaving the comfort zone, you don't really know what's going to happen from doing that. But in the end, that's what's best for you is stepping out of your comfort zone, regardless of whether you know what's going to happen or not.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I can say I I had to get out of my comfort zone too. That was very hard. So I didn't want to. I think I kicked and run a little bit. So I wasn't very happy. But
Well, we
once I
both know we.
did, and once you see the growth, then you're like, oh, it's not so bad as I thought.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But we all know you have to get out of the comfort zone to grow.
Yeah.
So, and I got you definitely are a prime example, Edward, of getting out of your comfort zone. All of your videos are over the top, out of a. If that's anybody's comfort zone, good Lord. So,
Right.
yeah. Oh, my turn.
He's doing.
I don't know where I am anymore. Anyway, so what limiting beliefs do you have to let go to grow into the person you are today?
That just being me wasn't enough, that I had to try and make everyone around me happy in order to like me. But in
Mm,
reality, I don't need anyone to actually like me as long as I like me, that's what really matters.
Damn,
yeah,
that's a powerful statement.
very powerful. Love it. Hmm.
How long did it take you to get into that statement?
I'm honestly still getting into it because I still battle it every day, having to remind myself that other people's validation doesn't really change me.
Hmm.
And yeah, I honestly, I'm still working on it. I know
Awesome.
it to be true, but at the same time, like I was saying before we actually started, sometimes the actions are what really help it. Just saying things doesn't do as much as actually like showing yourself. Like
Hmm.
going out and embarrassing myself and seeing that nothing bad really happened because people were judging me just reminds me that, yeah, I can just be me regardless of whether I get validation or not, you know?
Awesome.
It's so we have questions written down, but I'm going to go off topic here for a second because based on what you just said, it made me think. And I realized that you were actually on the lives at night with Shuffler,
Yeah,
and he talks about standards and
yeah,
discipline. And there are so many times where I have said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work out today. I'm going to get out of bed. I'm going to whatever. And just saying it makes me feel good in the moment. But when I don't follow through, then I'm like depressed or just I feel like I've let myself down.
yeah.
So then that ties into where you just said actions are louder than words, because once you start making those actions, everything starts falling into place.
Exactly.
So, okay. I feel like you answered this question
Would you
already.
like to ask? He
Well, I'm
answered
going
a
to ask
good
about
part
this.
of it.
What's up?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So tell us the story of when you got out of bed that day and said, okay, I got to change.
Well, I really didn't even know what to do, but I just decided I need to find something. And there was a suggestion from Julian to watch, or not watch, but start a podcast, even if you don't upload it. And I just decided to try and take it to a different direction and just start uploading myself on TikTok.
Huh. All right. Excellent.
So
Well,
It's
I'm
just,
glad you did.
is that the only platform people can watch you? Or are you
as of
only
right
on?
now, yeah. I do have other places, but as of right now, I only upload to TikTok.
Gotcha.
Okay. Where else are you planning on uploading to?
Eventually YouTube, possibly Instagram, just all depends. But
Okay.
as of right now, I'm just working on learning TikTok, getting more familiar and comfortable with that. And yeah, I want to just get better at actually making content overall before I start branching off into other platforms and trying to grow those.
Okay. Well, if you want my opinion, I think that your content is up there. I think it's I think you are I personally think that your content is ready to grow. Whether
Huh.
you are or not, that's up to you, but your content is there.
Well,
So,
thank you.
you're very welcome. So, what you got, Rob?
Uh, Actually, I would like to hear how y how did somebody looking at you and saying, "How do I become like Edward?" What kept you walking forward every day?
Looking back at who I used to be and remembering how unhappy I was with it, and as well as all the constant encouragement I received, definitely helps to push me forward as well. But the biggest thing is just remembering how unhappy I was with my life when I wasn't working on myself.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So you kind of you're saying, do you think pain has a part necessary to help you grow?
It may not be necessary for others, but definitely for me, remembering how painful it was
Mm.
helps. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
So on days you wake up and you're like, well, I know that you have a promise or commitment to yourself of 3 videos a day.
Yeah.
So is there ever a day where you wake up and you're like, not today?
Yeah, sometimes I feel that way, but it's like, no, I've set this. You brought up Shuffler, the
Mm-hmm.
discipline standards and mindset. I set this standard for myself, and I've maintained that discipline so far. And I just want to keep it going.
Hmm.
So regardless of how I feel, I'll even get on there and say I'm not having a good day, but I said I was going to do this regardless, and I still show up.
Excellent. I love it.
So, being consistent, how does it feel at the end of the day when you said, yes, I was able to accomplish these three videos? Three videos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, at least three. But yeah, it feels great, to know that I'm able to keep my word regardless of how I'm feeling that day, even if I woke up depressed or whatever, just knowing that I did what I said I was going to do. I immediately get that sense of relief after posting my third video. It's like, okay, it's done. I did what I said I was going to do. Third video is up. So now I can enjoy the rest of my day.
Hmm.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. I
Yes,
appreciate
thank you.
that.
That's deep. I like that one.
Does it get harder or does it get easier every time?
It honestly depends on the day. Some days
Hmm.
I feel like I have a lot to say and I can just pump out four, five, six videos that day, but then others, like I don't really know what I want to say today, but I've made this commitment and I have to stick to it. Like even if for no one else, for myself, I have to stick to it.
Hmm.
So yeah, those days it's a little bit harder, and you'll know when I'm not really feeling it that day because I'll even just get on and say I don't really know what I want to say right now, but I gotta post three times, so here's my third one of the day, and that's it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Excellent. So those are your standards, and I love that. It's like for me, I feel like I have standards. My discipline is pretty good for the most part, but I was talking to Rob last night because something that Shuffler had said about, and I know what standards are, but poor standards or allowing things in your life that are not good that you know are not good, or that's bad standards.
Yeah.
And it for some reason, and I've been doing this for 3 years now, it hit me in a different way because I was like, wow. So like the days that I don't want to get up and work out, I am accepting that in my life. That is a standard I'm accepting this day. And for some reason, like there's days I miss. I'm not gonna lie. There's days I don't work out. And when he said that, I was like, that's it. Those days are never going to happen again. So yeah,
Yeah,
standards. Good to have.
definitely.
Any more questions you got there, Rob, or no?
I do, but we kind of went on a
Yeah, I
different
know. I don't know
tangent.
where we are. My bad.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, I noticed as I kept growing that I stopped wanting to hanging around people that didn't have that growth mindset. And as I became more, uh, as I started learning in about self-development, I wanted to hang around people like you, Edward, like Gary, who have more uh that shoot. Now I done lost track. And so part of me says, "Hey, I like hanging around people that are walking the same path I'm walking." Did that happen to you as well? Is like you start hanging around people that
Definitely. Yeah. And I'm able to look around at the people that don't want it, and like I see a difference. I'm not saying I'm better in any way. It's just that we're not on the same page, and that's okay. Like
Hmm.
sometimes you just got to close that chapter of your life, and it was good while it lasted, but yeah, I
Wow,
would much prefer to associate with people who are also actively trying to better themselves.
that is beautiful, man. Seriously. So those people that are not bettering themselves in your life, do you just cut them off? You drop them?
Well, some of them I can't, but yeah, others, yeah.
Okay. Hmm. So what is the true cost of not developing yourself? So like those people in your life that are not working on themselves, that you're pushing to the side, what do you think the true cost is to them for not doing the work?
Uh, Losing yourself, honestly, and just falling into worse habits, not being, I'm kind of stumbling over my words here,
Hmm.
but and now I've forgotten the question.
It's all
You
right.
got the
I do
question?
that too.
You want me to repeat the question or no?
Yeah,
Yeah. So what is the true cost of not developing yourself?
just staying stuck where you are, even if you're in a horrible situation that you recognize isn't the healthiest or something like that, you're
Okay.
missing out on life.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
there we go. You're missing out on life by not developing yourself. That's the true cost.
Hmm. Okay. I can feel that.
So, I always use the term, I don't know where you are stuck in the mud. And I don't know where you are in particular, Edward, where how far, how deep you're stuck in the mud or what direction you're heading into. But after I got out of the mud and I started finding my path forward, I now know what direction I am working to be as far as who I am trying to be and how I treat other people. And self development means that I have to treat everybody, even people that I don't like, or the same. And I have to love them as I would expect them to love me. And it is hard for me to do that because I have a lot of issues of my own that I have to work through. And it's it comes to a question of, do you know as soon as you get out what path, what direction you're heading into? Do you know, say, hey, I'm getting out of this mud, I'm heading straight in that direction? Or are you still trying to
Yeah,
get out?
I know where I'm headed. Yeah,
Awesome.
I know what I'm working towards.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Excellent. So how long have you been doing this work for?
As I've done work on myself before all of this, but as I've said in one of my videos, I just inevitably go back to isolating myself and just undoing it all. So, like, yeah, those past experiences have definitely to help me to know what to do for the most part now, but I would say today is day 99, so 99 days straight.
Wow. That's not a long time. And I can, wow, I can see some serious progress in you. That's incredible. So kudos to you, man. That's great.
No, thank you.
So what is it that makes you fall back?
Just the comfort,
Okay.
knowing that, yeah, that my life wasn't happy before, but it was comfortable.
Hmm.
And so just being able to fall right back into that comfort and pick up where I left off, like nothing changed.
Okay. It's funny because so when I first started this work, I fell back quite a few times. I was trying to count my head, but it was quite a few. But like I said, when I first started this, it was to get my wife back, which did not work. But I hired a coach and I learned the right words to say.
Mm.
Um, to pretty much manipulate her into thinking I was a changed man. And when that didn't work, I was like, fine, whatever. And I started dating, and I just used those same words that I learned from that coach to sound like an incredible man when I was dating. And all of the relationships I had ended the same as my marriage, except I wasn't married to him. And I realized that, wow, I still need to do a lot of work. And then I realized that it was for me, not to catch a woman or whatever. And that was the ticket. When I realized it was for me, I went full force, and I was doing it for a couple of years, and I met Rob, and then we decided that we needed to help others like we were helped. So
You're gonna love me, Gary.
go ahead.
I forgot to check the chat. And
I know
we
you
have-
did. I was kind of looking at it, but I can't type.
Oh,
I can't multitask. I'm not doing it.
oh. This CE
Yep.
Shuffler.
Shuffler, we see you.
Shuffler.
I can't
Yeah.
type. I'm not that talented.
He said, "Good evening," and in some of our greatest challenges, they guide us. Definitely does some. Oh, inaction on your commitments creates instant regret and disappointment. And yes, I do agree with that. Yeah, sometimes we get so to the point where we think about something that we don't take action because we're scared to take action. So, inaction can be regret. Yeah. Change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than that pain of changing. That is also pretty accurate. And he says, "I appreciate you guys very, very much."
We appreciate you.
Oh, there he
Yep.
goes. No
Appreciate
worries.
you, Scheffler.
Thank you.
All right. I can't multitask. I'm going to lose my mind.
I forgot to turn the open the chat window, so that was my fault. That
Good
was,
job. You're fired.
I know. I screwed that one up.
All good.
So
You got anything else you want to add, Rob, or no?
I forgot.
Well, we're hitting 28 minutes, so
Yes. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate it. You are awesome. I'll have to go back and watch
again,
more.
Yes.
thank you for having me.
hey, Edward, I appreciate you coming on. So just hang out. We're going to do the closing here, and then we'll wrap it up.
All
right.
All right. So that's a wrap on today's episode, where real strength isn't found in doing what you want. It's knowing what you could, but choosing not to. This power, most people miss, and it's how we build the kind of life that actually lasts.
Tag us, living by oak values, and tell us how you composed yourself with restraint. We didn't do restraint.
Oh, crap.
We did self-development.
We didn't change it.
Yeah.
That's real bad. You're fired
It is-
again.
yeah.
You got fired twice in one day, man. Come on now.
Tag
Hey,
us, living by oak values, and tell us how you work on yourself and using self-development this week.
Yes. This week, don't just live by oak values. Reach out to us for one-on-one sessions. We are here to help you master your emotional game. Catch us on YouTube and follow me, the Superior Mailman, on TikTok for more wisdom and real talk.
And join our men's group. Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Visit our website, click on the events tab, and join us via Zoom, where we dive deep in life's ups and downs. We'd love to have you at the table.
And big things are coming at Living by Oak Values. New episodes, bold guests, and deeper conversations, plus more live shows and real-time chat. Got a story, and we know you do, or value that changed your life? We want to hear it. This next chapter is about you. Let's make it unforgettable. Until then, keep embracing your values and stay authentic.
You want me to stop it? Or you want me to keep going?
Stop it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, before I
Okay.
fire you again.